I am Elon Rahn. Well, not really, but it's the name I have assumed and I keep reminding myself. It's important to keep up appearances in my line of work. Few people would call it work, really. I am a jack of all trades, and this time, the work is fraud. The 8 fellas in my party are businessmen, and gullible ones too. All it took was some smooth words, a finely crafted suit, and a well laid out chart to pursue the unique and historical architecture of the city of Nam would be a great return on investment. My daughter made the charts, and the missus made the suit for me. They don't exactly approve of my ventures, but hey, what's a man to do? I've got a family to provide for, so though I am not exactly proud of what I do it with savvy and conviction. It's the only way to make it work convincingly. We will arrive in Nam soon. A sting of guilt hits me. I know the mayor is a good man, but I cannot be distracted by sympathy for those I prey on. He will do fine. At least I convinced myself he will. He made it through the Nindroid crisis alright. He'll bounce back. Conviction is important. The investors in my party are cheerful and slightly intoxicated, a good way for me to keep them gullible and optimistic. I am not exactly sure what we will see when we get to Nam, but I have arranged that we will arrive late, which would get them right to bed and give me enough time to explore and come up with a game plan. I am not worried. This should be a pushover, unlike some of the other times. I have definitely done things that didn't turn out right, and I couldn't justify to neither my family nor myself. It's not always my fault, though. I have been gullible from time to time, too, and my failures have given me the valuable knowledge that I believe now defines me. For instance, are you ever down on your luck, more than a little drunk, and are you offered a drink by a person who presents himself as Sultan Arkran and proposes to help you out for a trade which will cost you no coin? Think twice, think again, and then go back to your self-pity and drinking. It will not do you any good. And while we're at it, don't put yourself in any situation where you're so down on your luck you have to drown yourself loathing in booze in the first place. Another time, I was approached by an associate of Mr. Chen, a rather unpleasant man by the name of Klaus. It was a simple capture and deliver job, and I didn't think much of it. I've done that before. The target was a person whose only known relative had passed away recently and had some degree of memory loss. In short, a person who would be missed by a few. Tracking down the target was easy, but when I learned that it was the Nindroid Zane, the complications started. Not only have I had dealings with the ninja before, but I had left them in a rather precarious situation on our last encounter. Also, Zane was presumed dead, yet he was shiny and new, alive, and well, if you could say alive about an android. This wasn't the easy pickings I had anticipated. When I reported back to Klaus that this was not what I had bargained for and that I wanted out, I was convinced in no uncertain terms that I would either complete the job or my family would pay. He smiled styly, waved his arms around, and conjured up some sort of portal showing the missus and children. He knew exactly where they were, and I had no choice then to complete the job. Conviction is important. Lesson learned. Another thing I didn't expect. Zane wasn't alone anymore. He had a girlfriend. An android can have a girlfriend, and an android can be a girl. I had to put away my ideals about family and just go through with it. I had a lot of reflections about life and death on that job. How could Zane still be alive after a sacrifice to save New Ninjago City from the reincarnated overlord? Can androids create life? And can one life be more precious and valuable than another? I suppose that kind of thinking, and my heavy drinking, was what attracted the Soul Archer to me in the first place. Don't mess with the dead. Another lesson learned. I tried to keep all my dealings more monetary these days. One last score is all it takes. then my scamming days are over. At least, I hope so. I hope to soon return to my family with a semi-clean conscience. I see the lights of Nam bleeding through the dense branches of trees in front of us. Time to get into character. Not Ronin. I am Elon Rahn, I remind myself, and this will be a pushover. We need to act fast. Sensei Yang, speaking from his portrait, has filled me in on all the details, which I still struggle to make heads or tails of, and we don't have much time. Class's portal back to Ninjago glows ever brighter, and the sound of thousands of footsteps from the thousands of approaching Skulkin grows louder. Also, I need to consider Claire. Even with the future of Ninjago in the balance, I cannot ignore that she is the reason Ninjago may have a future after all. Getting Sensei Yang's portrait to me has allowed the chance that I can stop this. I mean, we can stop this. I think of Salil, her father, Jiran, and the citizens of Nam, and I realize, even with them at my side, chances are slim. But we still fight. Master Wu has taught me well. Ninja never quit! So I think fast and drag along Claire, but I am held back by the words of Sensei Yang. I am here only in essence, whereas Claire's physical self here. She will need to exit the underworld the way she came, by a firefall on the other side of 1,000 approaching Skulkin. Time for plan B, I guess. Or is it C? C it is. C is for coal! I push Claire into a recess into a wall and tell her to keep quiet. I whisper a few instructions to the portrait of Yang, then myself is anything but quiet. Ninja, go! As I spinjitzu down the rest of the steps, I hear the thousands of Skulkin boots hasten to a run. In front of me, Klaus turns to see what the commotion is about. Good! His concentration is broken, and his portal starts to flicker unevenly and shrink. I have to get through it and make sure it closes after I leave. Klaus sneers. He seems to have picked up on my plan and turns his attention back to the portal. I do a few laps around the room to make sure the advancing Skulkin are occupied so Claire can slip by. I kick around for a few just for show, then I go for the portal. As I rush past Klaus, I drop Yang's portrait on the ground. Everything becomes a mash of purples and greens as I dive in. Behind me, I can hear Yang start to loudly scorn Klaus. I hope it will be enough to break his concentration and that Claire's route is clear on the other side of the Skulkin army. Klaus will open the portal again soon, and I need to be ready. Hello everyone! I hope you guys enjoyed this chapter of Way of the Departed, but I do have some unfortunate sad news. There has not been an update to Way of the Departed, so for now, this is going to be the last Way of the Departed chapter I narrate. And it does break my heart knowing that this is the end for now. But I know this will not be the end for forever. I do believe Tommy will update Way of the Departed again, but the problem is, when will he do it? Personally, I have no idea. And just for your entertainment's sake, I'm actually going to be reading the personal first message before the first chapter that Tommy wrote himself. There are more stories to be told about Ninjago than we can fit into our TV series. Often these stories are never told. We get other ideas, choose to focus differently, priorities change, or we just change our minds. This is one of those stories. It's a story about Cole and the scar which appeared on his face after the events of Day of the Departed. What is that scar? Why is it there? Questions which have been left unexplained so far, but something I've wanted to explore ever since that Ninjago TV special. When I first started writing this story, I did not know if I would ever finish it. I still don't, but at least it has quite a few chapters now. I am writing it under a certain dogma that I have put up for myself. Each chapter, with the exception of the first, must be exactly 3 pages long. I am never more than 3 chapters ahead of what I have already published. I am making stuff up as I type, and that's part of the fun of working on it. I know what the outcome of the story will be. but I have no idea how I will get there, or if it will ever get there. The Ninjago TV series is aimed at kids, but we are fortunate that it has been around for so long, for long enough that it has followers who have grown up with it. So this one is for you guys who are just a bit older and appreciate a tone which is a bit darker than what we normally do on the show. Some writers have written official Ninjago literature. They have done great stuff, but often it is not perfectly aligned with the development and future storyline of the TV show. In Way of the Departed, I draw from and connect some of those books and comics. At least knowing where the TV show will go allows me to not contradict the canon. This is a non-canon piece of fan fiction, but should you need potential answers to some subjects left unaddressed in the coming seasons of Ninjago, Way of the Departed may offer some. And yeah, that's basically what he wrote. And I also remember him saying that once Way of the Departed is actually completed, he'll revise it so it doesn't contradict canon, because I'm pretty sure in one of the earlier chapters, I think it was chapter 2 if I looked on the Ninjago wiki, it basically said that the T was not enough to get to the Departed Realm, but obviously the Kaiju Protocol exists, so he will definitely have to change that. But I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for sticking with this series. And it is sad for me to, it is sad knowing that this is going to be the last one I make in a while. And, this series has definitely been popular. I mean, it's been viewed over 600 times, which definitely says something. And knowing that I'm basically one of the very few people, if not the first person, to have actually narrated the entire thing, and not just a select few of chapters, that may make me stand out in a way. But knowing that makes me very happy, and I hope you guys enjoy what I would like to I hope you guys enjoy any future Ninjago stuff that I will narrate. Because this is not the end of me narrating Ninjago. Obviously not. Tommy has actually written sort of a second novel to this, but there's only been one stub, and it's called The Splinter in the Blind Man's Eye, which will be for July. And I was thinking of a live stream for August for Ninjago Cessation, Tanner Fishy's little thing. I will live stream and narrate that. And then I think after that I'll take a break from it for a little bit, because as much as I love narrating stuff, it does kind of get a little tiresome after a while. So I feel like I might take a break from that, but I could come back whenever I feel like it, honestly. But like I said before, thank you for supporting this series. The series is not officially done, it's just put on a halt. It's going to be put on a halt, and when will it come back? I have no idea, but hopefully I will keep on checking the Way of the Departed section on the Ninjago wiki, and hopefully chapter 23 will be released, and if it does release, please tell me, because I definitely will do a narration of it. And thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting this series for basically a year. I've worked on this series for basically almost a year now, and it does suck to see one of my most popular series take a major halt like this, but at least it gives me time to prioritize other stuff. So from the bottom of my heart, once again, thank you for supporting this series. And like I said, this will not be the end of me narrating Ninjago stuff. There's plenty more to be done. But anyways, see you guys next time.